From the land of lakes, this is 10,000 Takes. Brought to you by Minnesota Score Radio. Wally and Eric back for yet another week. We are ecstatic you've tuned us in. And we're going to lead off today with baseball. The Minnesota Twins, still very much in the wild card picture in the mediocre American League, with the exception of Tampa Bay and the New York Yankees. But
for how long?
For how long? Yeah. And what are they going to do in the coming weeks?
Yeah.
Well, buy, sell, or stand pat?
Well, we saw what they did last year.
Oh, boy.
And it was a house cleaning of epic proportions when they dealt away 10 major leaguers and 1 minor leaguer. And that was right at the trade deadline.
Will they do swap meet?
Yeah, it was. It was a swap meet. It was I don't know. I thought it was a dumpster fire, to be honest with you, because they lost the fan base.
Oh, yeah.
When they did that.
And they haven't gained the fan base back.
No, they have
That's
not.
That's important to point out.
They have not. One guy that they did not trade is our guy Byron Buxton. And Buxton has said repeatedly, he said it at the All-Star game last year, he said it again this year, he is not interested in being traded from Minnesota. So that's a big deal because he is their best player. He's their money guy. Much like Mike Trout is with the Angels. No, the Angels aren't going anywhere, but he wants to stay with the Anaheim, California, Los Angeles Angels. And your guy Byron Buxton wants to stay here.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, Byron Buxton right now reminds me of when, Joe Mauer was with the Twins and they were so mediocre at the back end of Mauer's career, and you kept hearing people say, well, Boston's interested in Joe or some other team is, and Joe never wanted to leave the Twin Cities. I kind of get it. He's from St. Paul. This is where his roots are. Byron Buxton's from Georgia. It would be easy for Byron to say,
right.
Enough is enough. I want to win. Send me to Atlanta or maybe to the LA Dodgers. But his loyalty is impressive. Obviously, he's happy here. He's got a wife and a couple of kids. He's compensated very well. And here's the other thing. Yeah. When he was battling all those injuries, the Twins were loyal to him. I think he's returning the loyalty card to the Minnesota Twins. And then the second premise is, and this goes for Mauer too, there's no pressure here.
Yeah.
This is not Philadelphia. It's not New York City. It's not Chicago. Right. You just go out and play, and if you don't win, people shrug their shoulders and say, we didn't expect much anyways.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of injuries, he just came off the injured list earlier this week. I mean, he hasn't been – it's not like the past where he's been out for weeks and months at a time. He was out for a couple of weeks, and now he's back. They need him if they're going to make any kind of push to the wild card chase that you have already mentioned. But I still think that, there are some trade ghosts flying around over there at Target Field because, look, they traded away their bullpen last year. The 2 guys that were the anchors in their bullpen are now 2 of the top relievers in baseball. And the Twins' bullpen is garbage. I mean, it just is. They don't know who to stick at the back end. You don't know what they're going to get long relief. I mean, it is just it's a dumpster fire. It really is.
That could be a promotion. It's now time for the ace garbage call to the bullpen for the Minnesota Twins, or waste management. But you're right, and let's examine this closely. Louis Varland, St. Paul kid, played at Concordia, St. Paul Division II baseball. They had a team-friendly contract, and yet they still dealt him away. They love him in Toronto, and the Blue Jays were a centimeter away from winning the World Series last October over the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then you look at Johan Duran. Now, he made more money than Louis, but Johan Duran was a fan favorite, and he's a lights-out closer. He's probably one guy the Philadelphia fans don't boo that often. He's that good. I mean, when Duran was here and he came in out of the bullpen to try to close it out, they'd shut the lights off. They'd have this wild, music as he would run up to the mound, and it was electric. So they got rid of a fan favorite in Duran, and they got rid of a local guy who was really starting to blossom in Varland. It's not much different than Karl Anthony Towns or Sam Darnold, the way I view things.
Oh, boy. Well, those led to championships. I'm not sure that these are going to lead to championships.
Varland was that close, and the Phillies are in the mix right now, no question.
Fair enough. All right. More to come. We're going to talk some football coming up next.
All right, we are 10K Takes, your Byron Buxton ticket.
This is a great idea. You were right.
Yes, you heard correctly, Denise. The 3 most beautiful words in the English language. Print them out. Hang them on your fridge. Get one of those planes that spells out words in the sky. Let everyone see. You were right. This is your moment. Savor every second.
Stop by any one of Freddy's 6 Minnesota locations.
Seeing clearly matters. Being seen matters more. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
Let your adventure begin in Lakeville, Minnesota. We have over 90 places to grab a bite to eat, and we're close to the Mall of America, Valley Fair, and the Minnesota Zoo, plus hotel packages and great rates. Visit Lakeville. We're serious about fun all year round.
We are Minnesota Scores 10,000 Takes, and we're going to take a break from baseball and soccer and the NFL, but we are going to talk some football, girls flag football to be specific. The NFL championships, if you will, are going to be played this weekend in Indianapolis, and representing Minnesota is Eagan High School, the Eagan Wildcats, and their head coach is Brandon Carl. Brandon, first of all, congratulations. I know you guys had to go through a regional tournament to win and advance to this tournament, which is outside of Indianapolis. Give me some kind of an idea of what you have seen in the growth of this girls flag football, because as folks may or may not know, in 2028, flag football, and I'm not sure if it's both men's and women's. I know men's for sure is going to be part of the Olympics. So this is a growing sport, and on the girls' side in high school, this is a big deal, isn't it?
Absolutely. They're going to keep growing this thing more and more, right? The NFL is making a huge push to get girls flag nationally recognized in the state high school leagues, right? And it's growing just because it's fun to play. Right? It's fun to watch. A lot of people are interested. We had 60 players on our whole squad this year, right? So it just keeps growing, and I'm so excited to even bring it at our youth level too. So we just got that started.
And tell us about the NFL, and in your case specifically the Minnesota Vikings, giving you that push financially and propping up girls high school flag football. I think without the NFL, you're not in Indianapolis, are you?
No, seriously. With them starting this up about 2-3 years ago, right? If we didn't have them, it wouldn't have got started in Minnesota. They have done a tremendous job of commissioning this whole area, coming up with the rule book, getting more refs into the game, not only in just tackle, but flag football, getting them training and things like that. And giving us our girls opportunities to go play flag football, right? And that's awesome. And the Minnesota Vikings are doing such a great job putting this into the media and all those things.
Well, they've been great partners, as you just mentioned, and they're going to have to continue to be great partners because the Minnesota High School League has been dragging their feet on this, much like they did with boys volleyball and putting a shot clock in basketball and everything else. But I think you're getting closer. What are your feelings on when and if the Minnesota State High School League is going to recognize this as a varsity sport? Because you told me before we started the interview there was 104 teams playing girls flag football this year, and I believe you guys played on Sundays, and these girls still were able to play in their other sports during the spring. But you're going to need that support from the Vikings going forward until the State High School League finally steps up.
Yeah, I think it's really what season are you going to put it in, right? That's the huge question. Is it going to be the fall or spring? What rules are we going to go with? And it's hard not to play on Sundays if you want these girls to go play other sports, right? It's hard to take away from other sports. We have track athletes, we have softball athletes, soccer athletes, volleyball, all those club sports, and they want to come play flag, but they might not have the time to because of the other things that they have to do.
So it's well documented, Coach, that the growth of prep flag football has been explosive. I know Adam Audette, the coach at Champlain Park High School, told me he had to cut people from this year's team. The turnout was that huge. So as we move forward, and as you said, you're looking for what slot is flag football going to fit in. Do you think its popularity, though, sometime in the future maybe rises into the top 1, 2, or 3 participation sports specifically for girls?
Absolutely, especially when we're getting it more into the youth level, right? Just like all sports, it builds up from the youth level. So, I could see this become something in 1 to 2 years, but we still have to have all that planning processes and get all those nuts and bolts together to make it sustainable.
Do you see it at the college level? I know that there's Title IX issues, but this actually helps the guys because the numbers you talked about, if you're talking about having a roster of 20-plus girls, that means the guys are going to have to add a team in some sport or something in order to keep those things even. But do you see this eventually getting to the college level too?
Yeah, it is in the college level. I have coaches calling me about some of my players that want them to come to their school, and some of them might be getting scholarships, right? So there's full rides out there for girls to go play flag football. So that's the awesome thing that this sport does.
All right, Brandon, let's cut to the chase. With a lot of sports all the way down to the youth level, there's a sticker shock involved. We know it with hockey. We certainly see it with baseball. Bats cost $500. Basketball's a little cheaper, but you still got to pay to play, so to speak. All these sports, football, they're costly. Flag football, to me, would seem like you need cleats. You got to get the flags and shorts and your jersey. This would seem to be open to everybody of any income bracket. Am I right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's, mouth guard too, got to protect the teeth, It's not a contact sport, but there's always some bumps on the field. But, it probably, if you get a player cleats that play against sports or wherever you get your cleats from, you can get them pretty cheap and go play flag, right? Flag belts are probably $10 to $15. That's it.
All right. For our viewers who are not familiar with the sport, insofar as what it looks like on the field, give us a little information on that. Is there contact? You said there's incidental. Of course there's going to be incidental contact. But what does it look like? How many players are on the field? How many people are going out for passes and so on and so forth?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for our conference, we play a 5v5 league, so 5 on defense, 5 on offense. And we play half the field. So we have a 50-yard playing field. 25 yards, you get a first down, and then 3 more downs, you get a touchdown, or you can punt it on 4th down. So it's a lot of things. And the hard part about sometimes the flags and different tournaments, they all have different rules, right? So that's kind of the one where you could have a 7-on-7 league or a 5-on-5 league, but we do the 5-on-5 league.
I know I've played a lot of flag football, and the cardio's great if you're willing to, put out max effort on every play. But pulling the flag, there's an art to it. And you might have somebody sized up, and the next thing you know, you're grabbing air. I'm guessing you have some players who've got that old Chuck Foreman spin move where they make the defender look silly. How do you teach pulling a flag? It's not that easy.
It's almost like tackling, to be honest with you, in tackle football, because I'm a tackle football coach too. Coach Stacy, my assistant coach, is great at it. Track the hip, eyes on that hip, and get those hands on the flag and pull, right? And just tracking the hip is the big part of that, and keep your eyes disciplined.
Okay. Injury-wise, what types of things are you seeing in this? Because I'm sure that there's moms out there saying, I don't want my daughter playing football, of all things. What types of things can you assure parents of that may or may not happen, or how have you seen injuries go in this sport?
Yeah, I haven't seen too many. We had a couple little sprained ankles here or there, jammed fingers because of balls getting thrown and get it jammed, but I haven't seen big injuries, right? It's pretty low compact sport.
Also, Coach, your team left very early Wednesday morning for the drive to suburban Indianapolis. Tell us about the bonding that goes on when you have these long road trips, and then the chance to see how a team from the Twin Cities stacks up against other teams in the NFC North region, if you will.
Yeah, I think it's going to be such a good time. We're driving down in the vans, and we're just going to have a blast. I know the defense van is going to be a little bit more socializing and having a little bit of fun. My offensive van is probably going to be a little bit more calm, doing the right things. But we have some. It's defense, right? A little bit of crazy. Offense, you got to have cool, calm, collective. So. But we have things planned that the girls have. The NFL championships are doing stuff for us at the complex, media stuff. So it's gonna be a blast in that aspect.
Well, Brandon, we appreciate you spending some time with us, giving us the 411 on girls flag football and these NFL championships. And I'll leave you with this. Go ahead and win that NFC North, something that the Vikings haven't done in a few years. So good luck to you guys in Indianapolis this weekend.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. All right.
See you, Brandon.
He's Brandon Carl. He's the head coach of the Eagan Wildcats girls flag football team. They're playing in an NFL championship series this weekend just outside of Indianapolis. Eric and I will be back with more here on 10,000 Takes after this. Stay with us.
Get in the game at St. Croix Casinos in Turtle Lake, Danbury, and Hertel, Wisconsin, your local destination for sports betting. Check out our sportsbook at St. Croix Casinos. From football and soccer to hockey and UFC, you can join the non-stop action. You'll find plenty of options to bet on with our cutting-edge Play Sports kiosks, whether placing live or prop wagers before tuning into the game. That's the book at Turtle Lake, the Red Zone at Danbury, and our sports betting kiosk at Hertel. Find your fortune at St. Croix Casinos.
I've been meaning to give you these for many years. I think they're perfect.
Maya?
Oh, I love your earrings. Why didn't you try these?
It isn't just about vision. It's about care. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
I just get the feeling somebody's going to do something.
They are crushing this hole, aren't they? Tucks it in. I like that. See the bright blue skies and the sunshine high above.
The WNBA season has hit its midpoint. The WNBA All-Star Game is this weekend, and your Minnesota Lynx have the best record going into the All-Star break in the W. And this has been the entire first half without Nafisa Collier, but they are still sending 3 players to the All-Star game. And, of course, Coach Cheryl Reeve is going to be the head coach of one of the 2 teams. They split them up. They did a draft and everything. By the way, she's coaching Caitlin Clark. Have to get her impressions on what she thinks about coaching Caitlin.
Yeah, for sure. Coaches like Cheryl Reeve who win year in, year out, have multiple titles, have gold medals. They typically don't win Coach of the Year awards because they're expected to have success every season.
Yeah.
But Cheryl's got to be the top frontrunner for WNBA Coach of the Year right now because she's doing it without their meal ticket. I mean, the biggest building block on that team is Nafisa Collier. Now, Olivia Miles, my goodness, I don't know what else we can add to describe what she's been doing. She's just been simply phenomenal, the rookie out of LSU. But it's been a total team effort, and the Lynx look very good as we head toward the second half of the season.
Yeah, no question. Okay, big event this weekend here in Minnesota, the 3M Championships. And this is the PGA Tour event that's been here, 7 or 8 years now, I believe?
This is 3M Open number 8.
So this is number 8.
It'd be VIII if you do Roman numerals.
Well, The Vikings used to do them. They haven't done one in about 50 years now.
They lost Super Bowl 8, by the way, to Miami, 24-7.
Very good. Back to golf. I think the folks at the 3M are a little worried right now because as of 2028, they may not be in the upper tier, so to speak, of these PGA tournaments. And if they fall to become a second-tier tournament, you won't see a Scotty Scheffler like you're seeing this year, the number one player in the world playing right here in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't want to be Donnie Downer, but I will tell anybody watching, go out now and check it out with Scotty Scheffler, top player on the globe here. Guy's earned $210 million in his career. Nobody's made more. And remember, this is a guy who a week ago was at the Open Championship in Southport, England, finished tied for 4th, and they lured him here to come play the 3M Open, which is a huge deal in Minnesota, but on the PGA map, it's just another tournament. So a lot of guys don't play it because it's right after the Open. But you're right. They're going to have to grow the purse. It's $8.8 million right now. The winner gets like $1.5 million. They
need to triple it is what I
really
heard.
do. So you got 3M. We'll make a pitch to General Mills and say Cargill to all jump in and add in the other. Well, you got to get it right. Like you said, $24 million. Would that work?
24 might get them there.
Oh, boy.
24 might get them there. Okay, one other topic I want to hit before we hit the break and go to takes of the day. Our friends over at ESPN got the red pen out this week. They dumped a bunch of folks, including Carl Ravitch, who has been a longtime baseball guy, Tom Pelissero, who Twin Cities people will know from his writings and work in the Twin Cities, and among others. I think Cam Newton was one of their football analysts. What in the world is going on at ESPN where you're cutting these guys? Now, granted, they're all making a good living, and I don't want to see anybody lose their job. But you got guys like Stephen A. Smith and Pat McAfee. My research says between those two, they're making $37 million a year. I know that these other guys aren't making that.
No, it's top heavy,
to say the least.
I mean, there's no salary cap at ESPN or any other network. But let's be blunt: if you're paying $37 million to two guys, and they're both highly respected in what they do, but are they that much better than anybody else? I would liken it to the anchor the Vikings had when they signed Kirk Cousins to that guaranteed multi-year deal. Cousins was productive here, but they couldn't bring anyone else in around him because they were salary cap strapped. What they should have done at ESPN was ask guys to take pay cuts, gals too, and try to even it across the board, but that's not how they did it.
No, I mean, signing these guys to this huge contract, those two guys making all that money, and then you got to release. Now, again, I'm sure all these folks that I mentioned are making a good living, and they'll land on their feet. They'll all land on their feet. But then I liken this to, watch Prime on Thursday nights for their football broadcast, the Thursday Night Football. And they got like 10 different people on air working the broadcast. Post-game, they got like 6 of them sitting there. Halftime, pre-game, in the booth, sideline reporters. I mean, on and on it goes. And they're not the only ones that do this. So I'm not sure that they're being penny wise and dollar foolish.
No, they
How's
need
that?
a new template. The networks are bloated. NBC on Sunday Night Football, it's ridiculous how many voices they have connected with
Out of
that
control.
weekly game. Sunday Night Baseball, same thing on NBC. You could start paring payroll easily by shrinking the amount of on-air people you have.
Well, one thing I know you will agree with me on, they can get rid of all the sideline reporters.
Yeah, good way to pare down your payroll. I think they're really useless in a telecast.
I agree. All right. Speaking of useless, takes of the day coming up next. We are 10,000 takes. Stay with us.
Seeing clearly matters. Being seen matters more. Nobody cares for eyes more than Pearl.
Get in the game at St. Croix Casinos in Turtle Lake, Danbury, and Hertel, Wisconsin, your local destination for sports betting. Check out our sportsbook at St. Croix Casinos. From football and soccer to hockey and UFC, you can join the non-stop action. You'll find plenty of options to bet on with our cutting-edge Play Sports kiosks, whether placing live or prop wagers before tuning into the game. That's the book at Turtle Lake, the Red Zone at Danbury, and our sports betting kiosk at Hertel. Find your fortune at St. Croix Casinos.
Life moves pretty fast, but not at Freddy's. When that first bite hits, you can't help but slow down. The secret to quality time is just quality and time. That's Freddy's.
Mom, what's wrong with them? That's called quality time. Don't stare.
Stop by any one of Freddy's 6 Minnesota locations.
Finding the ideal place to stay is important for business travelers. Lakeville, Minnesota is conveniently located off I-35, just south of the Twin Cities with a variety of hotel choices. Lakeville offers convenient amenities such as shopping, walking trails, golf, and more. Our unique meeting spaces, historic downtown, live music, and over 60 dining options are sure to impress. Book your next stay in Lakeville and experience convenience, comfort, and quality. Find your perfect hotel at visitlakeville.org.
10K takes on television as we wrap up yet another episode. Big shout out to the viewers in the Twin Ports, the Twin Cities, and of course Med City. That would be Rochester, Minnesota.
Oh, yes.
They want to know, are you angry, cranky, grumpy, giddy, happy, something else? What's your mood?
Well, maybe a little of each. We'll start out with the news that you just sprung on me a few moments ago, that the Minnesota Wild have initiated another uniform into the mix. They're going to have some kind of a black uniform that they're going to go along with their, what is it called, forest green and Iron Range red or Iron Range rust, whatever it is. Yeah. You know what? Cut to the chase, Wild. Get rid of all of them and bring the North Stars colors. I see more of those in the stands than I do anything. People love the North Star colors. Get rid of all this other stuff. The current colors are bleh. So anyway, all right, the other issue that your Minnesota Wild have, so I guess this is a two-parter, they have a new TV deal in the works. And the TV deal as of right now, basically you got to buy a streaming package if you want to watch Minnesota Wild games. Now, we've seen how that's gone for the Twins. Not so many people have that Twins package that they subscribe to, and they have the advantage of being involved with Major League Baseball. The NHL does not have such a deal right now. So you're going to have to subscribe. We don't know the price of it yet. They need to get their games on over the air. I know I talked about this last week. The Milwaukee Bucks are putting all of their NBA games on over-the-air television this year around the state of Wisconsin with their affiliates. Minnesota Wild and Minnesota Timberwolves, for that matter, you need to do the same thing. Get as many on over-the-air TV as possible because people can't see your games otherwise. Timberwolves have a little advantage. They got a lot of national games, but I don't think the Wild are going to have quite as many.
Mood meter says demanding diva. Yeah. We'll see if the Wild listen to you as you pontificate once again. I'm going to stand up on my soapbox once again. I'm going to talk about the field turf v. natural grass debate.
Really?
Hey, NFL, it's not going away. I just watched a lot of World Cup matches. 11 of the venues where they played the World Cup were in the U.S. The others were in Canada or Mexico. Say what you want about FIFA. They might be corrupt. They probably are. But FIFA mandates grass fields. And I watched that World Cup final the other day, Spain and Argentina, 1-0 win for Spain on natural grass at MetLife. And now they're going to tear it out and make the Jets and Giants play on that phony field turf. Seattle, same thing. Atlanta, Houston, pick whatever stadium you saw games in. SoFi with the Rams and the Chargers. Hey, NFL, you're a multi-billion-dollar company. Your players overwhelmingly want to be on grass. Get it done, even in domes, including right here in Minnesota, the House of Noise.
The House of Noise with plastic grass.
All right, thanks for tuning us in. We are 10K Takes, your sports ticket.